Sleep Token. The night does not belong to God. Is it any good? Thank you guys for all your support that you've been giving me thus far with these Sleep Token reactions. You guys have been giving me great suggestions, feedback, tips, pointers, a little bit of lore here and there too. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you very much. Just keep it up, man. I really do appreciate it, and it really does motivate me. But without further ado, we're going to get in there and see if this song is any good. And if what I've heard so far is any indicator, this is going to be a banger. Let's see. Ooh, nice little visualizer. Okay. I'm digging the sound already. The sound, if we're being real, so far they just don't miss. This sound, it makes me feel like melancholy yet hopeful, man. What a just off this, I'm getting feelings. Trying to listen to what he's saying. The background vocals too are great. I'm hearing all of it. I stopped it right as it sounds like they about to do something crazy with the instrumental, but I want to talk about what I heard thus far. And mainly like that last portion. This appears to be, again, this is like, Sleep Token, right? So from what you guys have told me, the main vocalist, their name is Vessel, right? And they have some sort of a deity that they worship. This deity that they worship revolves around dreams and is control of like this dreamscape and like can I don't know exactly what it can do, but that's like the thing, right? He's talking about how, everything that you do, it's something that you get the most out of it when you sleep. Like, you don't really take too much thought into what happens when the sun is out, but when the sun recedes, when it's time, when nighttime comes, when the moon is out, when the stars are out, when you go to sleep, all that good stuff. That's where we really get cooking. That's what you truly remember. That's what you truly look for. I think it was also talking about somewhere in the beginning about like basically how do you live your life, or something along those lines. I couldn't really understand too much, but when with angels and all that stuff, I'm assuming he's talking about like during the day. What's your life like during the day, right? Because you may do all these things, but during the day. But the only thing that you truly look forward to, the only times that you truly remember or take into consideration what goes on, what you do, is when the sun recedes. That's kind of what I'm gathering so far. Guys, I love to kind of like ramble and hypothesize about stuff as I hear it in real time. We'll see how I feel in the discussion at the end of the video, if anything changes in my interpretation. Got to take it back a bit because the beat was about to go crazy, sounds like. You guys told me the percussionists, they're two, right? They're amazing. The night comes down like heaven, and this is what he was talking about. Maybe this is where the angels are coming in. Mm. Wow, look at that visualizer of the sky being downward. Wow. Hold on, what do you say? I'm just looking at the visualizer, what that's trying to mean too. The light of your eyes turns turns black in the moonlight. Mm. Mm. Like heaven. Mm. 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 Ooh. Oof. Forgive me, guys. I'm just taking it all in, man. This sounds great. And I'm listening to everything. Like, oh my goodness, it all goes together so well. The song, like sonically, it's amazing. Mm. Look at that, man. That visualizer's crazy, man. With the sky moving. Ah. Mm. All right, guys. We're about to talk about this, and we're about to talk about my interpretation, how I felt about it. But just before I do that, real quick, if you did make it this far, I would really appreciate it. It's real quick if you just left a like. That's all. You don't have to comment or leave feedback. If you do, I try to respond to all of it as I can. So I would appreciate that. But if you can help a brother out, do that much. If you made it this far, hey, listen, I would greatly appreciate it. You'd really be helping me out. But even if you don't, it's okay. Thanks for making this far. Anyways, we're about to get into my thoughts about everything. So this was a dope song, and I want to talk about the visualizer here first and foremost because I feel like that is a kind of indicative of what is being spoken about in the song. So the beginning is speaking about like when you live in daylight, now with angels by your side, and I think he said in order, in order or in order like N-I-N or A-N. I don't know if it's in or N. Anyways, in order bestowed by the light of the sunrise, right? So basically, that first part, he's talking about how, when you live your life by daylight, when you live your life a certain way, you might not necessarily be doing everything that you would want to be doing because kind of like you're living with like angels by your side. You're living with something or someone watching over you, maybe, right? um and you would think that that would be like heavenly because maybe you do get some benefits from this, living in the daylight, having this extra, you know having this extra bit of, I guess, like a watchful eye maybe on your protection, what you may feel, right? um Bit of a safety net, bit of a um something to point you in the direction to go, right? In daylight. That's cool, but this is something that you're kind of in a way restricted by what you can do. Not only restricted by the watchful eye of the angel, but you're in daylight. You're going to be clearly seen by other people, so to speak, right? Um, you might be restricted in that sense because you might not be able to do or act in whatever way you want to or express your way in whatever kind of way that you want to. And it's so ironic that then he says, the night comes down like heaven. You would think that you feel heaven and all these good vibes and the happiest that you could be during the daylight with angels around you. But not necessarily, because when you go to sleep and the daylight goes away, maybe the angels go away. That is when you truly feel heaven. That's when you truly feel happy and able to express yourself in the way that you want to express yourself. I don't know if I am like wrong with that, but you guys know I love to hypothesize and think outside the box with maybe like what could this mean other than like the face value of what you're seeing, right? And I said I was going to talk about the visualizer, and I just kind of went on a tangent. But the visualizer comes back into it because if you look at the visualizer, you'll see plenty of shots that are not only upside down during the day, right? But then when it flips to the nighttime, it's right side up sometimes. Then there's also some parts in the visualizer where there's not just black and white. There's also negative shots, a couple of negative shots where the colors and everything are inverted. I'm assuming that could be during the day or night. I didn't check back to see because, I'm trying to be like, legitimate with my reaction here. But I did notice the other stuff, and that could definitely mean something else as to where like you feel like everything's like upside down or whatever during the daytime, but at the nighttime or whatever, everything might be the way that you want it to be, the way that you feel it's supposed to be. I could be wrong with that. Maybe I'm misremembering it. Maybe there are definitely some shots where the daytime is right side up and the nighttime is upside down. I don't know, but I caught that, and I thought it was very interesting because why would they do that? Everything is art. An artist does not put anything in their art that is not meticulously thought about and placed there as like with the final product in mind if they do not want it to be in there for a certain reason, if it doesn't mean anything, if it doesn't have any value. Yeah. Okay, now that that's out of the way, right, and I talked about that, the song itself, amazing, right? Sonically amazing. Everything comes together so well. I gush about them with every single song I've heard so far. I would say all the time, but I've only heard a few songs, but it's just amazing every time. This song, like I said, gave me hope and melancholy in the hope, like melancholy but hope in the beginning. And now that I think about it, it's funny because maybe that melancholy can come from the idea of like, damn, I'm feeling melancholic because I'm feeling restricted right now. During the daytime, right? That feeling of melancholy can be during the daytime, but the hopefulness is that, okay, I'm feeling melancholy right now. It's not, things aren't ideal now, but when the nighttime comes, I'm remaining hopeful because I know the nighttime will come. I know I'll be able to be myself. I know I'll be able to express myself in any way that I want to. Again, wow. And Bro, I'm just looking at the title right now, the visual, because I still have it up on my screen. The night does not belong to God. That's literally what they're talking about. Wow. I don't know if I'm 100% right, but damn, like my interpretation seems to be legit. Dude, this there is no real there's no artist that I've listened to recently, which is going to be crazy to say because I listen to so many different genres of music. I'm open to any and everything, right? But when I tell you that an artist has been missing as far as like the art in the music is just not there as much anymore. Everything all sounds kind of copy paste, and don't get me wrong, I listen to a whole bunch of songs and artists that sound exactly the same. I listen to a whole bunch of songs that don't have much to them, but hey, they sound good. They're fun to listen to. They get you feeling however you want to feel. And there's some great artists who have genuine talent, but this is art. Like this band, this is some art, bro. Like, golly, man. I don't want to ramble too much, man. This video's been long enough, but bro, just keep them coming, and to see that this is the first song on, I guess, their first album. It's no wonder to me that these guys are successful, or as successful as they are. It's no wonder to me how they became as successful as they are. I just rambled for forever. I'm gonna get up out of here. If you made it this far, if you enjoyed my reaction, if you feel like I have a bad interpretation, or you have a different interpretation, or you like my interpretation, whatever, leave your thoughts, leave your feedback. It's always appreciated. As you guys will see in the other videos, I always try to have a conversation and a dialogue, and listen to what you guys have to say, because you guys, give me a different perspective that I may not have even thought of, and I hope that I have done the same for you thus far. Yeah, man. What a band, bro. What a band. What a band. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.